spraying something. We're Anarchist filmmakers.
Oh, that's all right then.
Oh, yeah, Ben. Yeah, right.
They're gonna be them dogs.
What telly's this? Is this a telly?
Alright. What's the score up there?
I don't know.
How come they let you through then?
We were on site and just come out to film the old bill. fucking hell is this one? It's the tourists coming to see the Stonehenge rebellion.
No one around here has done anything against you. So let's go back.
Three-party people. This way, please. Stop that traffic, that corner. Page one. You've got left to do.
Alternative to a solstice gathering.
I haven't put that as your alternative.
Well,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
You're
You're
pushing us off from one.
But haven't put that as your
You're the
alternative.
Hampshire Constabulary, and your press officer is saying that. So you can't pick yourself
You got
out
any
as an
donations
individual.
for a
That's what
photograph?
the Hampshire Constabulary's press
I
department
don't think that is
saying.
correct.
And you said any
Oh,
green
yes,
lane.
it is.
Yes,
Yes, it is. That's what you're quoted as saying. You are quoted as saying.
Wait, could you tell
No.
me when that quotation was made?
Yes, it's in yesterday's Guardian, and it's also on the. I've heard it twice on the radio, both last night and this morning.
And you said any green
Uh,
That
lane
is
as
not
well.
correct.
That is what you're quoted as saying.
No,
Now,
well,
I
that's
mean,
what
you,
the papers are quoting us as saying.
Well-
that is not what we have actually said.
well, then if
You're saying lies.
if you once
said we
misquoted, your
stoned you
press
on the way.
department should stop that straight away. Otherwise, they don't know
Well,
the job.
We'll try.
They've
and-
allowed that story to run.
We will try and stop it, but of course we can't.
Well, they've
we,
allowed
we
that
can't
story
stop the
to-
press making statements.
They've
can we?
allowed that
you said
story
any
to run.
green
Yes, you
lane
can.
we
You've
were
got very
welcome to
professional
pull onto.
press officers. They've allowed that story to run for something like 14
Come
hours
on.
now. Now, I don't believe your press department.
Now, carry on.
Official
You're
as
a
that.
officer. And you said any green
you know,
lane.
you're
and
quite
you said any
professional
green
press
lane we could pull
officers.
onto.
Well, they haven't made such a
Are you
statement.
stopping vehicles going on now? Because he's
Sorry?
just stopping him from going on.
Well, we want to check to see whether he's been on that before.
He's been on before. I've
Has
seen
he?
him
Yeah.
loads of times.
Okay.
He's been on the salon and once. Yes, I know you do. It's all right. We don't really have some time. You've had no aggravation yet. You know what I mean? We just want to meet together.
How do you think
Have a good
you
time,
know
have a
who's
free
already
party,
been on? You take
Well,
numbers
entertain
going
the
off.
locals.
There's more than one way off the site. There are three
Well, we
ways
just
off.
leave us there.
Very, very
Very
difficult.
nice.
In fact, there's probably really four ways off
But
the
as you
site.
said, any
So
green
you
lane
don't
that
know
we can
who's
park
been
on
on
anyway,
already.
so we picked the green lane instead of someone's field.
We've got to
Like,
go
so it's
somewhere.
far
This
better.
is
We're
making
making
people
people
change
change
goals.
goals.
Let's
Well,
face it.
you're on the
You're
site now. You're
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
site, so
Can't
what are
you
you
just
worried
leave the
about?
people to pull on though? Because we don't want any hassle, any confrontation.
How
It's
many-
going to
how
come
many
to
more
that. Some
How many
people.
more people are you expecting to join you?
There is no way of us telling.
There's no way of telling, is it?
Now, do you accept?
Well,
that
you must know numbers from
We'll be
previous solstice gatherings, mustn't you? You must have an
Well,
idea
most
of
people will be off
the
of
mass
here
of
by
people
next
that
Tuesday.
should
Just
I've only,
accept
Yeah,
that.
but
I was only here last year,
Yeah, well.
and the gathering
must
that you had
accept
last
that-
year was nowhere near the size of this one.
This is
sure
most
there's
most
Because,
people.
first of all, it wasn't
This is
here.
our big day
Well,
of
it
the
wasn't
year.
here, no.
No, it wasn't
But
here.
obviously we
This is our
can't go
big
to
day.
Wiltshire, can we? For fear
This
they've
is
been
one
locked up
day
in
where
the
we all
prison
meet
camp
up,
over there.
and you know what I mean.
Well,
Once a year.
And you
Wiltshire
count
got
it.
4 mile exclusion order.
You
on
count
it.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only,
Hold
only
on, hold
on the
on.
stone.
There is no exclusion
we-
order. Look,
no.
what there is a procession ban. Now, there is in this country no power whatsoever to have an exclusion order. Now, you know what a procession is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Right. Well, nobody here has ever the remotest intention of taking part in any procession. For it to be a procession, there has to be a leader giving commands. Now, nobody here has any intention of doing anything like that, so there is no such thing as an exclusion order. And I'm most disappointed to hear you mentioning any such thing as an exclusion order, because it does not exist.
And most people will be
It's-
only here for a
It's
few
a
days. 'cause you-
concept unknown
just
to
wanna be
English
here for
law.
the weekend.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Most people
referred
come
to
by
some
Monday,
exclusion.
Tuesday.
What I meant was
There's
the
most-
exclusion zone of 4 miles.
Most people.
But nobody here has
Well,
got the
nobody here has
remotest
got any
intention,
intention
ever
of
has
going
had.
anywhere
There's
near
never been a
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
You know what I mean?
Anything
We've
remotely-
compromised, can't you? We're
Does
not
that
going anywhere
influence
near
what
the
you're
place.
doing with the
All we
road up
want
and
is to be
down
left
here?
somewhere.
Oh, hello, how are you?
Left alone somewhere.
Bearing up under the strain gun.
Shall I tell you
I
something?
want. I mean, a number of people have asked us what the legal power is for you to do it, and nobody's actually told me what it is.
Where's
Can I
that
ask you
vehicle
straight away
going
so
now?
I
Oh,
can
yeah,
find out
Captain
about
Manson,
it?
that's
Because I mean, there's a number of people are concerned.
We're engaged under the Road Traffic Act of regulating the movement of traffic.
And what section is that?
Well, I don't even know exactly what section of the Road Traffic
But
Act.
you have to have some criteria to operate on to decide that you need to apply that. And what I'm trying to get
We've got,
from you
we've
is
got,
what
we've
you're
got the
actually
Road
trying to do.
Safety Act aspect to consider, of course. There's a
Because
lot
of the numbers of people
there's
on
a
the
lot
back lane,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of traffic movement there. There's children up there. There's,
Right.
But it only happens on big
The
sites. What about other places
the
like you get
diversion,
the Bath and
the
West shows
diversion
costs
that's been put
just as
on here
much.
is to try and maintain a little bit of regulation of the traffic in relation to getting on there, and to protect people who are actually coming off and using the site. I think you would agree. I think you would agree with me that we've got to have some form of traffic regulation here.
Could you not do it by a one-way system rather than a stop? Would that not fulfil the criteria that you're setting out?
Yeah, because people there
In
are
what
stopped
way?
will only.
Well, it's a narrow road and there are large vehicles, so accepting that you don't want them passing within the the community here, that there is access both north to Andover and south towards Stockbridge, and that a circular route could be established, and that would establish. Would it satisfy the criteria that you're trying to establish
People
for the
there arrive that
application
you
of that
turn
act?
away. It's only going to go around the immediate area.
Why is that
and park up and
unreasonable?
do something
Well,
else.
we're not saying it is unreasonable.
Can we not experiment in that way
We've
then?
never said that it is unreasonable.
Because I think you'll accept this is going to happen more and more, and it's not in our interest.
No,
is
but
it?
you do take the point that what we tried to do, and the reason for this, is to try and regulate the traffic. We've got an awful lot of traffic up here. First of all, we can't have local traffic using this particular part of the road because sooner or later we're going to have an accident here, aren't we?
Yeah.
If
So,
we're not careful, we're going to have an
I
accident.
can see that, which is why I'm suggesting what I'm suggesting, and I'm wondering, can we not play with that idea to see if it works?
Well, I think that's something we can talk about. Perhaps you and I and Mr. Reader can talk about
Yeah,
that.
by all means. I mean, I think rather than go through this when there's actually a point of tension, and you can see that it come close to arrest, and I can see you were restrained. I can see that as well, right? So I know there's a bit of to-in and fro-in, but you know as full well that there's going to be more people arriving. And that the consequence of this happening lots of times, it's a statistical chance before one of you gets your hat knocked off and off we go, And it's not in anybody's interest to do that. So if we cannot try every possible way of doing things beforehand, and one seems to be, from what you're telling me about why your road closing, why we can't do it on a one-way basis, and that would satisfy why you're doing it. If you're not in cahoots with Wiltshire in what you're trying to do over there, rather than having road safety as your motivation.
I don't think it would be right for you to say that we're in cahoots.
No, you're in opposition. I know you want us
Well,
on both sides of the line.
We're not even in opposition. The fact of the matter is that there is, as you know, the ban on processions going to the Stonehenge, which is
Section 30 and all of that.
Wiltshire Constabulary. And the fact of the matter is that you've chosen to festival over this side of the Stones this year. And we're left with the problem of managing that problem.
Managing it, well, yeah, if we can decide on what that word means and row together to get through the weekend, then that'd be great, wouldn't it? Without a doubt.
I think what I would like you to do, if you will agree to this, is if the majority of your people will go back to camp now, and we will meet, Superintendent Reader and I will meet with yourself and a number of your chosen representatives to discuss the problem.
But you want time to do whatever you're going to do, and
No.
What you mean now? I mean, we'll just cruise off now, yeah?
Yeah, no. If you stay here, and some of your representatives stay here, or you come back in 10 minutes' time, I'll get Superintendent Reed in here and we'll discuss the matter.
Yeah.
And if the rest of you return to camp, because I don't think there's anything to be
Is that
achieved
acceptable to folk?
by staying here.
Well, in the meantime, we need off for water at the minute.
You can go off for water. There's never been any restriction on you going off for water.
And we can get back.
And you can come back on.
Can you tell one of these officers
They
that?
do know that.
Are you going to be letting other vehicles in now?
That's what we want to have this conference about.
That's all. Oh no.
Yeah, because then it won't be both ways, and like public, people.
If it's not, then I'll come back and tell you.
Too much hassle.
Video's pretty cheap. Good idea.
Okay, so if the majority of you can go back, those of you who wish to stay here to discuss.
Is there anybody else who wants to stay with me? Or?
Yeah,
Mr. Reader met with you yesterday. We're quite happy.
Yeah.
Quite
I mean,
happy
you
to
know
talk
who
to
I am
about
and
it.
what the job is like. But I tell you that I generally take a pace forward if you're.
Yeah.
But where I come
Well,
into
we're
line
quite happy to
sometimes is when,
mediate.
you know,
We're quite happy to mediate through you.
and
if that's the way you
as
wanna
we're
do
at
it.
the stage, few of the folk as well, like that'd be fine. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I'll stop with mine.
With that in mind, can we clear what's here then?
Well, yes, I mean,
We're
people have
trying
said they're going to do it, so yeah.
Right, let's do it then.